And you see, we've another example here of where the Liverpool defence was in bother, and look, it bears out the points that the three of you have been making since before the match started. Just have a...
This is at the end. This could be the winning goal. This is the defence again I talked about, Dara, playing square, and Muriel's got a great chance of scoring. Moreno actually puts his hand up looking for offside. There doesn't seem to be a leader or communication among the back four. You know, there's no way that a guy gets through on goal just with a hopeful long ball. One's got to be marking, one's got to be covering. There's no communication going on.
And Didi, I know, like, let's go back to Dortmund, and in 2016 Klopp signed a 6-year contract with Liverpool, so he's in this for the long haul if things go to plan, and who knows what will happen in the future and all that stuff. But like, I know he had Hummels in the Dortmund defence, but was this, and better players, but was issues with his defensive approach, were they apparent with the Dortmund team?
Well, they didn't get that by chance. They were probably as good as Bayern Munich, and if Lewandowski scored in the final first, I think they would have had a really good chance of winning the Champions League final at Wembley. So they were the dominant side with Bayern Munich, and the gap between them and number 3 to 18 was a lot bigger than the gap is between 15 and 18 in the Premier League. In the Premier League, I think it's all the smaller clubs even got a lot of money, and they've built pretty strong squads, and they didn't need to do an awful lot because they had a lot of possession. They didn't have to press an awful lot to get the ball back because they were so dominant. They had some exceptional players in Royce on the wing, and Lewandowski up top. Götze was in full flow. So it's a completely different ball game then, and he won the league there. He did well. But you need to see what league you come in, what club you come in, what needs to be addressed. And clearly, it hasn't been addressed at Liverpool because it's really criminal with the forward line they've got. They, time and time again, they put pressure on the forward line because they concede such easy goals. And if you look after the equaliser, the last 15-20 minutes, I think they were running out of ideas because it gets to a stage where you go ahead, you miss a penalty, then you concede the equaliser, you go, what do we have to do to win games? And in the end, they could have lost it. And
demoralised. I mean, this is a coach.
Demoralising,
yeah, demoralises the forwards. I mean, I think Didi will confirm he bought Lewandowski for 3 million from a Polish team. I mean, this guy isn't an idiot. I don't think, but there's something that everyone else can see, and he doesn't appear to be able to address it or want to address it. It's baffling, isn't it, Liam?
Yeah, he doesn't often talk about it, but I think, you know, the way they're conceding goals, it will come under severe scrutiny, and he's got to be able to defend what he's doing, you know, because it's going to cost him.
And he can't, well, he has Robertson, and we've mentioned the young Scottish guy. He could go into the team instead of Moreno. Like
Milner is a better fullback than Moreno.
But, you know, personnel, he's got to work with this group, is my point. He can't, until January. And the Van Dijk thing, just, well, for a whole load of reasons, that didn't happen. But he's got this group. Now, can he improve these 4 guys and the goalkeeper, and will he improve them?
You know as much as me, he's not done it for 80 months, so why would he do it now in the next 5 months? So I don't know, he's got to work with these players now. I think the Van Dijk transfer was dead a long time ago when they've been reported to the FA. So if you tell me there's no better defenders out there than the ones they've got at the moment, you know, I don't know, I lose faith in the whole thing. And you just have to see what you make out of it now. And then I think the thing, or the turning point could be in a few weeks' time, in a few months' time. I still hope they do well. To bring Oxlade Chamberlain, I don't think anybody understood. I certainly didn't understand. To bring him in for 40 million, a player that's not really wanted at Arsenal, who didn't perform for Arsenal for a number of years, played in that abysmal defeat they got at Anfield when they lost 4-0. Question marks about his attitude. And then you spend 40 million on a player who's another offensive player, who's got 1 year left on his contract. That baffled me.